Hello everybody, welcome to our next live stream. This is New Legend of Zelda Maxi Live. I am Nitro6003 and it is our normal Monday stream live. We're going to get this going in just a moment, just going to let some people trickle in. Do want you to know that we are excited to be streaming this quest live after doing New Legend of Zelda First Quest just a couple of days ago, finishing that one off. And as we get ready for the remnants of Hurricane Florence here in the Northeast, we are getting ready. Anyway, so this quest is going to be quite a bit longer than any of the other quests that we've done live to date. Oh, we've only done one, but this will be the longest so far because it puts together all of Matt's quests in one, and it randomizes things, so it makes it even more interesting. So here we go. We're going to get this started here. And so you're greeted with two options right from the start. So you can either play it with or without the randomizer. We are going to play it with the randomizer. You can use a seed if you'd like. You can make Triforces in any level. We'll make that as a yes. Level prizes is any item. Yes. Big prizes are anywhere. Yes. Boss items are any item. Sure. And here we go. So we made as many changes as we could. And there'll be other randomizers that we'll do down the line that will certainly put that to the test as well. Alright, so here is Hyrule. And of course you have Low Rule, Mini Rule, and all that other stuff. Oh, we start off with the Cane of Burna. And obviously we do not get a sword. But you do... And this does not require magic in any way. Obviously it couldn't, otherwise you couldn't use it. But what's kind of cool is it doesn't make you invincible, but you know, it makes it easier for you to get around. So the way we're going to do this is, as we've done in all the other quests so far, we're going to stream for approximately about an hour or so here and see where we're at. Certainly not going to finish this quest in an hour. But we're going to do as much as we can in an hour and take it from there. And you can see that the Cane of Burna is not white sword strength. It looks to me like it's wooden sword strength. Yeah. So we also want to get as many bombs as we can as well. And I'm going to try to show off as much as I can in the very early going. So a couple of things that have changed. You know, obviously he had help with from Hero of Fire, who is the big guy in the randomizers in this version of Zelda. When we get to other quests that we'll be doing later, he won't be involved. Like when we do Link to the Past, he's not involved in those. Yeah, so here you have levers. Just trying to get some extra money as well. See how much we can get done in this part here. So there's a little bit of grinding that has to happen here. So the next quest after this will be either Randomizer Modern or Randomizer BS. Haven't totally decided on that just yet. So right now I'm just going around the screens trying to get some of the enemies down just to make my life a little easier. Alright, so you'll notice that there's a ladder here, and I'll show you what that is shortly. And I know you're probably going to get really tired of the Cane of Burna sound, but unfortunately, it's the only weapon I have at the moment. So let's see what's in here. Ah, There's a cheap shop early on for you. Go to the northeast edge near a dungeon entrance. Okay, so not much there. Now, I know that there were a lot of changes made in, you know, retrospect to this quest here. And of course, I can't get that 5 either, which is a shame. So, if you go up here, you'll notice that, oh, there's the blue candle. Well, you probably are wondering how to get it. And I believe you need, you don't need the candle, I mean the whistle. And you'll notice that there's 2 blue candles on here. One is infinite, and the other is not. So you'll see as we get later into the quest how that works. Alright, so if we go here, let's see what's in here. Oh, let's play the weakest link. Good old Ann Robinson. Probably the best host of the weakest link, in my opinion. Can't get either of those 2 money secrets. Alright, so if we go up here, Hyrule hides all the -1 and -3 dungeons. Laurel gives you access to 2s and 4s, and the hardest are in mini rules. So, basically, first quest, third quest, that kind of thing, and you'll see that as we go along. I have played this on my own time, and I was contemplating doing this earlier, but anyway, let's see what's in here. There are 7 items in Hyrule, another 7 in Laurel, and 6 more in Mini Rule. Alright, so our first priority should be probably getting a magical shield. That would probably be a good thing to start off with. Alright, so you'll go here and notice something has changed. I believe it's under this, no, this Armos. Bomb and arrow ammunition shops can be early accessible. And I'll show you where those are in just a moment. So let's go to the left here. Now, normally you'd say, oh, no, I forgot to go get something. Well, I want to show you, because this guy has something important to tell you, that there are no more maze paths. Meaning, here's level 5. And you can go this way now, as well. You can go backwards. So you're not, it's not as, you don't get stuck as easily. So the travel around the overworld has changed drastically. So let's go in here. And you notice that there's super bombs for sale as well as enemy bait. We'll be getting those things later. So let's just continue along this path here. Try to show off as many things as I can, whether it's good or bad. Here is one of the levels that you'll have to come back for. So basically, oops, if you think of the randomizers, there is a level here. I believe it's Compass is there in Randomizer Modern and Super. So think about like where those levels are, and it should pretty much give you an idea where Matt hid most of the levels and where you have to go to find them. So if you played Randomizer Modern, and I am going to be making a lot of references to that because it is relevant. Well, this is where one of the dungeons are in there. We'll get to that in just a sec. We should be able to easily complete that one. And I should probably get a piece of paper because so I don't forget where things are. But anyway, let's see what's here. So 48 dungeons, 72 heart pieces, 8 magic upgrades, 16 rupee capacity upgrades, 8 bomb bags, and quivers are in Maxi. So 48 dungeons. It's a lot. And like I said, it's going to take a while to get through. And oh my goodness, that Lionel is not cooperating. I may need to F6 because he will probably one-shot me at this point. Or pretty close to it. Trying to see if I can lure him down here. I don't want to spend the whole time doing this. But if he should shoot me, it would be bad. Yeah, those swords of his do a lot of damage. And unfortunately, I really have nothing that does a lot of damage to him at the moment. There we go. Good old bombs to the rescue. Alright, so let's go through let's take a look into the Triforce level and see what we can get ourselves into trouble-wise. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to call it, you have to know your maps. It is expected that you know your maps of these levels. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Give me that heart, please. Drop a heart, please. Please? Pretty please. I'm asking nicely. Oh, clocks are good. I might go get myself a magical shield before continuing on in this level. Especially if I don't get a heart here. So nothing pushable in here. Yeah, we should go get a magical shield. Because there's a lot of statue support in this dungeon to begin with. So... And I'm going to try not to use the F6 if I can help it. And this is also why I wanted to have a clear path. Because now I can go this way and get to safer areas of the game a little easier. Even though these levers would one-shot me, so to speak. Oh, good. Heart. Awesome. So here's your potion shop. That has not changed through any of the Zeldas. Alright, so let's head off to something not necessarily more familiar, but let's at least oh, it's the other bush. So if you go in here, you have our first money secret. And I might switch off between this and randomizer just to give you guys a little bit of a break, but let's see. And to show you some of the differences as well. And this screen, if I remember correctly, is this bush. Yeah. So just to show you that there's really not a heck of a lot in the for sale department in this quest. So you don't have to worry about buying a lot of stuff. And there's just information for you on the extra dungeons that are in this quest. Now, one of the things that is different from this quest to others is the candle in Randomizer Modern, for example, can only be used once until you get the upgraded candles. In Randomizer Super and Beyond, the candle is much more valuable to get early. Just clearing off some of these screens of junk. So let's go in here. And just to give you an idea that there's, you know, there's quite a bit of stuff to be found. And like I said, it's not necessarily, you know, easy picking. And it's always good to have enemy bait in Zelda. You know, you just always want to have enemy bait. So you'll notice that there's a portal here. And if you go into this screen as well, there's another portal there. And I just want to show off, this one goes to Laurel, which you really not necessarily want to be in right this second, because it's dangerous here. But basically, this is where Laurel is. So just telling you about the gold sword and the gold ring. Alright, so... so we're going to stay away from there for now. We're going to go take out level 1. And see what we get from there. Trying to use my candle a little bit. And also get as many secrets as I can to try to find as much money as possible. And here's your $90 magical shield. I want to try to leave one enemy on as many screens as I can to make traveling a little easier until I get up some upgrades. Alright, so let's see what else we can, other kind of trouble we can get ourselves into. Getting ourselves a magical shield. It'll just make our life a lot easier. But of course, nothing is necessarily in a specific spot because everything is randomized. Get ourselves that magical shield. Alright, let's see if we can't get ourselves a heart here somewhere. Before I get hit and die. There we go. Turn off at least the beeping noise. Anyway, we will explore much more as we are able to. But we should be out, even with a half a heart, I'm pretty confident in my love. Oh, there's a flashy heart. Anyway, So keys are 1-to-1. I believe, if I remember from what Matt had told me when I talked to him about this quest way back when, I believe the magical key was also removed as well. So there's no reason to waste bombs in level 1. And, you know, it's interesting. I had a run of this where I got almost all the sword upgrades right away. But, so, yeah, I think I'm going to switch off, or I'll make that announcement later on. I think we're going to potentially switch off between this and one of the other randomizers, because I think it'd be fun to compare and contrast a little bit. And you know, you're not guaranteed to find a sword right away either, which makes things a little more difficult, and thoughtfulness into where you go. And you may not find the hammer right away. And we're also going to be doing map completion because why not? So yeah, so this just confirms to me that all the extra keys have been removed. Yeah, when you play randomizer modern or super, you can finish, if you know, depending on how early you obviously get the magical key, you could really finish with like 25,000 keys. So that's just telling you about a boomerang secret. I'm not exactly sure what causes the cane to kill the Zols in one shot. Not that I'm complaining, but I'm not exactly sure what causes that. So yeah, let's leave one enemy here as well. Because that's just the map. And we have maxed out bombs. And I believe another thing that was changed or fixed is I believe you cannot, the sword beams cannot hurt like landmolas and stuff like that, to make sure the game doesn't crash on you. So like there's landmolas here. And your boss key, but that's not it. There is the boomerang. So we now have a way to stun enemies, which is kind of good, especially when you just walk into a spike. Not the smartest thing ever. And also any extra money I can get along the way will be helpful as well. So one of the things I like a lot about some of the randomizer modern is, hold on, I want to make sure I get through this room in one piece. And there's no guarantee on that. Somebody gonna drop a heart? Please? Pretty please? Oh, there's the sword. So, is that you can attack from inside the doorway. So that's really nice. So now I have the like 1-2 combo. And so yeah, only money here. But now that I have the magical shield, I could sit here and damage Aquamentus from here. And there is a heart piece, one of the many in this quest, and our end of the dungeon prize is another heart piece. So if you take this portal, it'll take you out. And if you notice, there's no like box to tell you that you have all the items, and I think that that's something that should be added, because it would make it a little bit more fair. Alright, let's go tackle level 2. I'm not necessarily doing it in any specific order. I'm just kind of going with what's in my way at that moment. And fairy fountains still refill both life and magic. Just FYI. Alright, let's see what's in here. Didn't mean to kill that last guy. So, oh, cheaper super bombs. Well, let's pick up one. For now, at least. Pick up more later. Alright, there's gonna be a lot we could do once we get the whistle. You could check a lot of spots out. Yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted the clock. You know, that's why you want to clear this as quickly as possible. No guarantees on when you're gonna get stuff in this quest, that's for sure. Very similar to other randomizers in that regard. And that was a poor spawn. And I'm used to these blue moblins having so much more power than they have right now, because in the first quest they do a lot more damage to you. So they're kind of like your traditional blue moblins. And here's just another shop. You know, I want to try to show all this off because, you know, it's important when you're doing a quest to show as much off as you can, I feel. You know, if you show everything off, it really shows the creator how well they've done stuff. So here's just the, if you stop in the dungeon and save there, you maintain in there. So that's kind of cool. But I think that was in all of match quests are like that. And the boomerang makes things so much safer for you. And I believe there is still a shop on this screen as well. Alright, so trying to keep the boomerang out. It's going to get a lot of mileage in the early game, especially as we try to limit these screens to one enemy. As much as we can. And, so here's just some information on Maxi. And I kind of said that at the beginning of the stream. So, if you go up here, I know he changed this back to a normal level 2 because you couldn't get in here in New Legend of Zelda First Quest at all without the bow and arrow, but you're not necessarily guaranteed to have the bow and arrow. I believe it's still a Goma, actually, but yeah, so now you have these stronger ropes along with the and you know, if you remember me when I played through the original Legend of Zelda, I called this the Money Fortress. It really is. I mean, it really, really is a money fortress. Besides the amount of money you get in here now, these ropes drop so much. It's like there's no reason you should not have enough money to buy whatever you're gonna buy in the original First Quest. Now, of course, usually you have the blue ring when coming in here. Death number 1. Anyway, my point is that when coming in here, you usually have the white sword and the blue ring. And these guys are not as dangerous with that kind of stuff. And we really got to be using our bombs to our advantage. They do too much damage to not be using your bombs. These Gorias are pain. I mean, the more clocks you can get in this quest, the better you're gonna be. And of course, I only have 3 hearts, so... Hello, heart container! Speaking of 3 hearts, no longer. Getting the early health is always good. So in the 2 playthroughs I have played of this, I was lucky enough to get the blue ring very early. Not so, at least not right now, at least. I mean, that doesn't mean I won't get it, but I got it in level 1 the first 2 times I played this. So there's your compass, and your map is right above you, but I'm not going to waste my bombs on that because I want to keep them for obvious reasons. And I believe the amount of items in the dungeons have been pretty much remained the same. So I don't think we'll be able to beat this level now. I believe it is a Goma. So can't beat it if it's a Goma. I'm almost positive it is. I don't remember every boss of every level, although I should. They're not hard to remember. And there's some levels you don't want to go in until you have upgraded armor and stuff. Just turn on my light here because it's getting a little dark. So I'm going to try to stay relatively close to as many dungeons as we can. And here you have blue Gorias. And yes, they do a ton of damage also. They're not fun. And it's always the last one that drops the clock, isn't it? Alright, so how are we going to handle this room here? I think I might use my super bomb if I can get them all together. Which is not going to be easy. But remember, they like enemy bait. So I'm going to take a chance of them all coming in one area and bombing them all together. And not game overing. Hello, clock. Worth the 90 rupees for the super bomb. Oh, that's Hurricane Spin. So now I have like kind of a mock white sword. Oh goodness. Yeah, it's like a mock white sword. Yeah, if the Don goes here, then I'm almost positive it is a Goma. Ah. Die. Yeah, because there's your boss guy. I'm almost positive it is a... But we'll do as much as we can. Hello. Yeah, these guys do 1 heart of damage. Are they gonna let me in? Yes, they are, kinda. Yeah, you gotta use your boomerang really well here. Someone drop a heart, please. Heart? Please? No? No? No one wants to drop a heart, huh? No one wants to drop a heart. Meanies. Well, I can't finish this level anyway, so I'm going to F6 back to the start. Because I'm almost 100% sure it is a Goma. So we can't finish it anyway. So, moving right along. And I don't really have any more bombs anyway, and I gotta go kind of rectify that situation. And you know what? I want to see what the step ladder holds, because that sometimes holds something good too. Although I can't get it now anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm hoping it's not like the blue ring or the white sword. But just like every other randomizer in the history of randomizers, you have to get the one sword before you get the other, and etc, etc. So you can't get the magical sword without the white sword, etc. So what is our prize here? It is the white sword. Alright, well, we now know where it is. So if we should get the step ladder, we can get the white sword, which would make our lives a lot easier. So we don't necessarily know where the step ladder is, so can't tell you that that'll happen anytime soon. But let's go finish the Triforce dungeon. We should be able to at least get that done. And oh, I do want to show this off, because there's another money secret here as well. Because why not? But there's really not a heck of a lot to buy in this quest, so money is really not your issue here. Not your issue. Alright, so it is nice that you have the slash. You don't have to go learn it someplace. Alright, so this dungeon's fairly similar. I mean, there's really not much difference. But I'm hoping that it at least potentially has the step ladder. Only because then I know that I can go get the white sword, which would make my life a heck of a lot easier. And these low-level dark nuts here are kind of a pain. And, oh, the whistle! Yes! Alright, that's an awesome item. Awesome, awesome item to get. Now, you really need to know your maps of the original dungeons. So, you really need to know where all the bombable walls are, etc. But, just to show, Mock White Sword. Mock White Sword. Kinda cool, actually. Don't worry, those are... I believe those are weaker Paul's voice. Are those the boomerang ones? Yeah, they are. I thought so. Now, we don't have the boss key, so we can't go up just yet. And we are going to need the Cane of Burna. Yeah, so in some of the other randomizers, you could attack from inside the doorway, and that is so helpful. So helpful. And I do have to remember that I have to go back to 1-2. To 2-1, I should say. So this is, so the way this works is that this is level 1 of the 3rd quest. Oh, this is not a good idea. Not a good idea to tank Dark Nuts without some kind of upgrades. Not a good idea. I'm hoping for the step ladder so I can go back. Oh, I also need the bow and the arrow to finish level 2. But that also means that it can't be there. Oh, there's the bow. It basically means that the bow and arrow cannot be behind the Goma. So there you see, there's the bow. But it's so nice to have the whistle. I believe the whistle uses magic as well, because it's not working right now. Yeah, I believe it uses magic. Now, the rest of the dungeon, not easy, trust me. This dungeon's not a cakewalk by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, you're given some tough enemies here for a level 1. Is there a reason this magical shield is not blocking these shots? I don't know. So we're gonna just go back to the start. Cause why not? Yeah, this level is fairly challenging for a level 1, even though it comes from the 3rd quest. I mean, not from the 3rd quest, but from wherever it originally came from. Oh, clock, hello. So you need a key to go up. So you gotta go this way first. And it's kind of a pain. Alright, so your map should really help you out a lot in this level. And I mean it in the nicest way. So you know you need a key to go up. So that means that there's a key 2 rooms over. Because that's where your boss key is. And I forgot that there was a bombable wall here. It's actually nice that NLOZ respawn. Sometimes. Yeah, see, the sword beams do not work on these guys. You have to use non-piercing items. Alright, so now with the key we can go get the boss key. And I am maxed out on money. I'm really hoping to get the stepladder for obvious reasons, so I can go get the white sword and end it there. And I'm really going to try much harder in the next video to be much more careful in my dungeon exploration, because there was really no reason for me to take that death. Yeah, I have to be more careful when I play these things, because I've never actually died in playing Matt's quest, and now I've died 3 times in his quest so far. It's really strange. If you go back and watch any of my videos, you'll see I did not die in any of them. So I gotta be just more careful. And I think it's just not being careless. Being a little bit more cautious will help. And I thankfully have bombs, because I'm going to need it for this boss here. And yeah, it's a Dodongo again. And it's harder to get that up. Oh, heart ring. Nice. That'll help. And our end of the dungeon prize is hammer. much coolness. So hammer is really strong, obviously. So I don't necessarily need the white sword as dangerously as that says. So let's see if we can fit one more level in on this part, and then we'll call it a day. Let's go to the original level 3. So you'll also see my hearts are now refilling themselves. And I know it takes a little while to get over there, but... So now I should... Dying is going to become a little bit more difficult. Now that I have the heart ring, and I have the hammer. So I have definitely better items. And assuming I use them correctly. So yeah, we'll do one more level. So let's just test this. Yeah. So whistle requires magic. Just to confirm. Didn't remember 100% if it did or not. And we won't be getting into any of the Laurel dungeons until I feel like we can defeat them much better than we have been so far. So at least white sword, possibly other things as well, so we'll see. Alright, so into the Manji. And the enemies here are pretty similar. As you have the Pole's voice here. And I still cannot hold any more money, so I'm gonna have to go spend some. So let's see. Hammer, where are you? I believe the hammer is white sword strength. But I'm not 100% sure. And if you have any trouble with this quest, not that I want to give it away, but Matt leaves the file open for people to look at it. So you can go look at it and see where all the dungeons are. It's a nice thing. He doesn't have to do that, but he does. You know, in the quest I created, I did not leave it open. It's not that I don't trust people, it's just I don't want anyone messing with my quest, but I guess that basically means I don't trust anybody. And eventually I will be doing my own quest live. So we'll see how I do on my own quest. But I am so shocked that I have died 3 times in Matt's quest so far. Like I said, not dying once in the 4 quests I did before I did this one, and then dying twice in New Legend of Zelda 1, and then dying in this one so early has been really disappointing. You know what? I'll come back to that room in a minute. Let's just go get the item out of here. I mean, obviously the hammer is slower. Yeah, I believe it's white sword strength. And, ooh, raft. Oh, we're gonna have a lot to do in the next part with the raft. Oh, the raft in its vanilla location as well. Yeah, we have just enough time, I'd say, to finish this quest. I mean, this dungeon. This quest. No, we're not in there. We're not even close. And I will, in between videos, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark down what I've done, what I haven't, to make my life a little easier. And just more money I can't hold. And I believe this room just has bombs in it. So we'll skip that. Yeah, these guys are a pain. Oh, hello, clock. That makes things so much nicer. Now, I guess what you could technically do is you could go to other dungeons and grab some keys and try to make it a little faster for yourself, but no, the manhandle is still here, by the way. The manhandle has been moved to the boss key. So the manhandle blocks the boss key in this. Almost one hit. I don't want to waste all my bombs. I don't want to waste all my bombs, but I'm gonna have to. I don't know if anything else hurts him. I don't know if does the Kina Burner hurt him? It must. Somehow. Oh dear. Come on. Oh. With a quarter heart remaining. Whew. That is as close as you want to get finding a manhandle. And yeah, the money disappears. And I think the spikes in here, yes there are. Now I could try to not do that. Sit there and watch an enemy just hit me. Frustration. And I'm playing so sloppily, and I'm just now even playing more sloppily. Is that even a word? I don't know. Oh my goodness. Eeks. Yeah. Sloppy is not the word I would like to use right now, but I intend to keep this clean as possible. And I promise not in between videos to start again and come back here with no deaths. Because that would be cheating. Because I technically could do that. I could come back and say, look at what I did off screen. No. I'm taking my deaths as well as I can, considering I really shouldn't be dying at all. Oh, and by the way, you have to have the boss key in order to bomb the next room, so no more cheating the boss key. It's okay. It's just traditional Patra that you've been so kind to see before. I'm kind of hoping that this is the end of my death streak. And there's a heart piece. Let's see, what is here? I think they closed the door behind you too, yeah. Blue and molas. Tell me how that's fair in a level 3-1. Anyways, no, it's fine. So see, the sword beams does not hurt the land molas. But luckily the Cane of Burna does. And luckily you have kind of 2 beams to start with, which is nice. Oh, and there's a money upgrade. So now I can hold money again. And here's another boss door. I think that was put in to make sure that you have the boss key. Come on. I'm really playing as if I have the blue ring, and that's my biggest fault of my own. Come on, step ladder. Nope. All right. So. Alright, so let's get back to the start here and kind of run through how the rest of this is going to go. Alright, so join me next time as I try to be more careful and less deaths involved. But in our next video, we are going to continue exploring New Legend of Zelda Maxi for, obviously, the step ladder so we can pick up the white sword. And, of course, I'll have written down all the dungeons I've done in the meantime, and we'll see what else we can do from there. I am Nitro6003. Have a fantastic night.